This is the wave chain stitch. It's a variation of the chain stitch, but we're going to do a couple in a row and make it wave back and forth, so to say. So when we start the stitch, we start at the bottom of our chain row here, and we start with the smallest chain link. So we'll come on up, hold our thread towards the top of that loop, go back down, same spot, and gently tug so we make a nice open loop on the front of the fabric. Then we bring our needle up through the loop where we want the top of our chain link to go, and we gently tug towards the top of that link so we get this loop that is flush with the fabric. Now we are going to make our next link that is attached here. So we hold our thread towards the top of that loop again, go back down right next to where we came up, tug so we have another open loop on the front of our fabric here, and we bring our needle up inside that loop, and this one we want slightly taller than the last one we did. Gently tug. There is our second loop, and now we're going to make one more. So back down right next to where we started, tug so we make a loop on the front of the fabric, and then bring our needle up inside that loop again, slightly higher than that last link we added. And now we gently tug. So we have our 3 loops here, creating our first wave. Now we're going to add the second wave, and this one goes in the opposite direction. So we want to, again, hold our thread towards the top of that loop, and this time we want to bring our needle down inside the top of that last loop there, right next to where our thread is coming out of the fabric. Gently tug so we have another loop that's flush with the fabric, and we're making our first short wave again. So bring our needle up inside that loop, gently tug here so we have our first wave, our first link of this wave flush with the fabric, and then we go back down inside the top of that tall link here, right next to where we came up. We make our second wave, so come up inside that loop, slightly taller than the last one. There we go, and again we do this one more time. So back down inside the top of that link there, gently tug so we have a loop, bring our needle up inside that loop and making sure it's taller than our last link, and we gently tug. So there is our second wave. Now we'll add another. So again, bring our needle down inside the loop of that tallest wave here, gently tug so we have our link, come up inside that loop, gently tug so we have our short link, bring our needle back down inside the tall loop, we make our middle link here, and then last one, again inside our tall loop, and making sure this wave is slightly taller than the last, like so. So I would keep adding however many waves I wanted until I was done. When I am finished, I end this just like I'm finishing a chain stitch or a lazy daisy stitch, detached chain stitch. You can see my thread is coming out of the inside of this tallest loop here. I just want to bring my needle down around the outside of that loop, parallel to where my thread is coming out. Gently tug that down, and there we go. That is our wave chain stitch.